until I proved myself worthy. And guess what? I still didn't get the job. And this is almost 15 years ago. So when I meet young graduates today and they're telling me, you see, Nigeria is bad, I said, look, it has always been bad. And when I spoke with people who are even older, remember one of my mentors, I used to abuse him. I say, anything about Nigeria journey, right? It's close to his 60s. And only for him to say, Stephen, when I graduated to, there was no job. I said, I'm not sure that's true. He said, yeah. So when I finished in this country, I didn't get a job. Some of us had to do internship in, they now call them, what do they call them now? Huh? No, there's a, PricewaterhouseCoopers, they used to, Anderson. No, Anderson then. That some of them had to go and start doing internship in Anderson when they graduated. Because it wasn't just easy like that to get a job, according to him. Because left to me, I felt, it was supposed to have been easy. But really, literally understand, I think he's right. Because he is Fashola said. And I've heard the story of how Fashola, by the way, many people don't know, Fashola and Wando. It was a one room that he started, the same Wando you know today. Right? It was Fashola and Wale Tinubu who started as colleagues. So obviously starting your business in one room. Similarly, you have Leke Alda. If I'm even arguing with him, Leke Alda will tell you a story too. How he was a lawyer also, but he started as, more like an artwork with 5,000. I don't know if you have heard Leke Alda. Do you know Leke Alda, by the way? Alda Consulting, the guy behind the rebranding of GT Bank. So the truth is that Nigeria has always been this bad. Just that sometimes we human beings have short memory. I watched a particular documentary by Onyeka Onwenu, 1984. It was as if he was talking about Nigeria 2021. I don't know if you saw that documentary. Just Google it. Onyeka Onwenu documentary 1984. Right? Shagari, in fact, in that story, she started the documentary. She had to say, look, when I started this documentary, civilian was in power, right? However, by the time I'm completing this documentary, the military are taking over. It was the Buhari government that we're still know what we're talking about now. Okay? Same nepotism that she was talking about then, we're still seeing now. Same thing. So the reality is that Nigeria has always been this way. My question to you and I, will you fold your hands and continue to struggle? That's my question to you. If you have political leaders who are not going to be responsible, will you fold your hand and your life continue that way? Or you will take responsibility for your life? Are we together now? And say, after all, if this thing works, it's for me. I'm not going to be waiting till governors, till senators who really don't care. They really don't. Buhari didn't wake up this morning thinking about Stephen Akintayo. I promise you he didn't. So you and I have to take responsibility for our what? For our life. And I can assure you that as much as we have become, complainers in chief, in fact, some of us have PhD in analysis that leads to paralysis. We can analyze Nigeria to the detail. But ladies and gentlemen, it does not bring money. It does not put food on the table. And that's why I brought you here. That if I could do it, I don't know if you understand, turn my life around to a point I now have businesses outside this country. You too can do it. It's just a mental shift that is required. It's just a mental what? Shift. A mental shift of saying to yourself, I can do it. Look at what some of the young tech guys are doing right now. If not for CBN regulations, some tech companies are ready to swallow up your commercial banks. I don't know if you agree with me. They are ready. And as I speak to you, a lot of the young guys who are doing well, that's what they are thinking. How to take over the Nigerian banks. With technology. And you watch out. You watch out. So if some people, despite you have Paystack, attracting $200 million, despite kidnapping In this country, people invested $200 million. And you are sitting here playing, what can we do? No. It's a mental shift that is needed. Can you say mental shift? You need to know you were born for such a time as this. The older generation will not solve the current problem. It's you that will solve it. Buhari does not know how to use an iPad. Talk less of a computer. Mark my word. He cannot solve the current 21st century problem. One mobile app, artificial intelligence, will solve insecurity in this country. One. During NSAS, people who were stranded with technology, they were knowing where they were, and sending mechanic to fix their car, sending food to them, and you say they can't track kidnappers. Are we learning at all? Come on, are we together? So, why am I taking time to do mentorship? And that's why I showed you the testimony. By the way, Eagle is his name. You can go and search him. All these people giving testimony, go and search them and say, Dr. Stephen showed us a screenshot that you say you've done $2 billion. Is it true? Go and ask. Because if I don't change your mindset to see possibility, everything I'm saying, you know what you're going to, it's easy to say, maybe the guy was lucky. Maybe it's a mental shift. When you get to the floor and there's no place to go, you go up. Many of you have not gotten to the floor. That's why. My mother died of ovarian cancer in Nigeria. There was no uncle I could run to. There was no auntie. We were in the same house for days. There was no food. Our brains opened up. Poverty will open up your mind. Some of you see how people you can run to. That's why you are here. When you get to the worst level, one day I picked a poster from Songwater to Ikeja Long. I started 10 a.m. in the morning. I used to sell bulk SMS then, so I would do photocopy, buy bulk SMS for 75 kobo, call social number. So I will now be posting it on those rails that divides the road, right? And a lot of the poles, right? And I started from Songo. I kept doing stopping every bus stop, paste every bus stop. By the time I never knew it was going to be tough, and when I start something, I don't give up. By the time I got back to Songo, it was 12:30 a.m. the following day. As I was coming down from Molue, so that you know how poor I was, I couldn't even afford normal bus. Tears were rolling down my eye. That, boy, you're a graduate. Oh, you're a graduate. Are you supposed to be suffering like this? But has the story changed or not? Huh? Has the story changed or not? I pray yours too will change. Next. How do you become a successful property salesperson? Next. Number one, know your product and make research a habit. Know your what? Your product. Usher, can they be coming in from the back, please? Let them come in from the back and try and fill up this side. Okay? Know your product and make research a what? A habit. One of the biggest problems I realized about us to much rather than be innovative. Okay? You say, oh, what business? If I ask some of you, why do you want to do real estate? Some of you will tell me, my friend, we graduated together. She begged me for 10,000 naira. Do you know she just bought her car? And she was doing real estate. Some of you will tell me that's the reason you have decided to do real estate. But you know that's the wrong reason if you don't do your research. You need to do your research about the real estate sector. About what are the gaps. About why real estate. Why should anybody invest in real estate? Okay, why? Why should you? What are the opportunities there? You have to do your research. I advise you, if you're having your phone, please drop it. Yeah? You're not doing yourself, my brother, you're not doing yourself a favor. You've come here for 2 hours, you're still touching your phone. I advise you drop the phone. Just 2 hours with me, and you're done. Drop the phone. Okay? So, Do your research. Understand the product that you're selling. We owned a company around last year. Grew by more than 500%. When the lockdown, I just returned from London, and then, 2-3 days, I think I got back to Nigeria on the 15th, and then the lockdown was when? Is it 19th? I think that, so it was just few days after I got back from London, and then, the border was, Nigeria too wasn't receiving any flight. And they said every company should close. I remember telling some of my staff, I said, you know what? We are releasing all of you to close, but how many of you are willing to stay in the office and we crack the code of how to survive the pandemic? Because this was trouble. My colleagues in real estate sector, they were saying, meeting our staff in OD December, some say January. I said, I'm not going to do that. I must crack the code now, so that by that December, I'll be singing hallelujah song. And one of the things I told those staff, I said, look, the barrier has been lowered. The guys who have billions to spend in adverts have packed shop. If I go hard at it, I will be seen, even though I've spent little. We cracked the code. When pandemic was on, we started CNN advert. And by the way, our own products are not cheap, so you may not see us everywhere. We target the people who can afford what we are selling. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. And we became strategic. Already we used to do streaming of our property. When we go to our site, we focus on land then, right? We stream, this is the land, because we knew trust was the issue. If we did our research, and we discovered the number one problem of the market we were targeting, which was Nigerians in diaspora. Our own market then was to say, everybody is targeting Nigerians in Nigeria. And you and I know. In fact, Soludo data also proved that I was right. There was a data Soludo was sharing that at the time he was CBN governor, only 2% of Nigerians had 200,000 naira as an account balance. As at the time Soludo, who? So I'm trying to help you understand when. So imagine what is the current situation right now. So I knew, first of all, that to be competing aggressively with people in Nigeria who can afford to buy a kind of property is a long shot. And that also forces you to start dealing with politicians who you and I know again the consequences of that. Because once you start dealing with politicians, you lose your freedom. The reason why I can abuse anybody abusable, I didn't collect any of their money to run my company. So I can wake up today and say, look, from my data, this governor is not doing well. I don't need your money. And I have done my research to realize that over $5 billion come into Nigeria. I think last year it increased to almost $10 billion. So, ladies, and that's way more than Nigeria's budget. So it's way more than what the politicians can share. Let me go for that market. Are we learning at all? So I did my research and discovered, we're still on know your product and do your what? Research. So I did my research and discovered that those in diaspora, they are ready to spend good money. But their problem is, who do we trust? We don't, these guys, they will scam you. You will give your family member money, he will still scam you. In fact, I know a man, his own father was the one that helped him to buy 6 plots. The father sold the entire 6 plots. Each time he called the dad, the dad calls him and said, I need money. He said, things are tough. You know what the dad would do? No problem. You go and sell 1 plot. Till the father finished selling the entire 6 plots. And it cost him $20,000 as at that time, old time, to buy the entire 6 plots. That's how he lost everything. So we had to say, we need to do our things in a way that people can trust us. So number one, we started doing heavy streaming. We'll show you the line, virtual inspection through Zoom, so you can see what you're buying. Your document, guess what? We'll partner with DHL. We send it to you anywhere in the world. I thought you were going to clap for GTEx. Now, by bringing that innovation on board, we grew by what? 500%. Just by that. Are we learning at all? So, can you also grow as a property broker? Because that's the first step. Like I shared with you guys on radio, the first step for you is not to be a developer except you have enough capital. If you have 50 million, 100 million, yes, I'm willing to mentor you, but you should go for the paid coaching program where I will show you how you can start your own real estate company. You don't need to sell for us. Right? But if you don't have those kind of capital, then you probably need to start as a what? As a broker, where you are selling for other credible companies to earn. But for you to do that, you must do your research. And let me tell you the good news why you should start as a broker. Because when you start your own company, you already have a database of people who bought from you. We are doing the same thing now in Dubai. In October, we are going to be launching our estate in Dubai. Are you happy to hear that? Our own landed property that we are building. And we are the first Nigerian company to do it. Right? First Nigerian company. Now, the funny thing you will say is that why, by the way, I told myself 5 years. We got into Dubai this year, January, officially, though we've been doing trainings in Dubai for the last 5 years. But officially registered company, open an office, employ staff, it was January. And I said, 5 years we will start development. The thing came faster. Right? But you know the beautiful thing, we already have database of people who bought from January till now from us. Once you announce to them and say, good news, we have our own development, they are excited to support you. Some who can't even afford, we call their friends, I know those people. When I bought through them, they treated me well. So that's why I encourage young people. I say, look, don't be so much in a haste to say I'm starting development. Because development is another headache on its own. Right? Because now you are trying to do technical work plus marketing. But if you already have sorted the marketing aspect, am I making sense at all? To try and focus on the technical work of development, how to acquire land, all those things on Manila issue may be a lot easier because you are not fighting on two ends. Are we learning at all? So do your research. So if you are going to start as a broker, ask yourself, what strategy will I use to capture? Who will be my target audience? Will it be Nigerians in diaspora or Nigerians in Nigeria? How will I get them? What will be my unique selling point? What is their pain point that I can do what? Solve. Does it make sense? Next slide. Number 2. Right? Build a trustworthy personal brand. Can we all shout it? Build a trustworthy personal. One more time. Build a trustworthy personal brand. Now, if you're going to go far, right, you have to build a trustworthy personal brand. People have your word. Your word has to be gold. It's key. Very key. And unfortunately, we're in an era where these things don't matter again in Nigeria. You know, it cringes me. Wanted to get a particular office, in one of those locations for our staff in Nigeria. And when we saw the place, we liked it, we deposited 10 million naira. And then my team, the lawyer said, no, there's some document they wanted to correct. Now, the tenant people the landlord guys started back and forth, 3 months later. Right? The main company that claims to be the ownership of the property called the branch manager and were literally insulting him, claiming they will not even pick his call again. And I'm like, is this how you people do business in Nigeria? First of all, if you and claiming that they've cancelled the lease, they are not interested in leasing out the property. Now, if that was the case, shouldn't you have done that since 2 weeks since the transaction started? And so maybe you guys said we should adjust some things in the tenancy agreement. We are not interested. And say send your account number and we transfer. Shouldn't that be the case? Not to have wasted 3 months. 3 months. Guys, we need to build a trustworthy personal brand. Trustworthy. I shared with them in some of the classes I've done. A man wanted to buy 5-bedroom unit for more, 65 million then. The price has gone up now, I think 85. And so he was telling me that one of our estates in the Bejuleki. So I remember telling him, I said, Bejuleki is so far, right? It's not based in Nigeria. I said, for you to, when you come on holiday, you want to use it, but Bejuleki is far. Why we are building those houses is to rent it out to the expatriate in Dangote refinery, the seaport. They all don't have houses right now. Many of them are having to stay in Ajah, then they drive 2 hours to Bejuleki. So you don't work in that vicinity, right? Why not let us do 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom and you rent it out? How many of you will do that? Because if he buys my 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom, I'm losing 30 million. Because the 5-bedroom is 65, the 2-bedroom is 35 or so. But that's called integrity. There's no point the man, buying a house that he wants to live in, then only for him to be the agony of, this place is too far. And can I like to stay far from the city? And people like you, yari. And I remember, of course, I answered the question. You can go and watch the interview on Arise to know my answer. But what most people don't know about those things is that until I started my Rolls Royce show that airs on AITA every Saturday, some people didn't do business with me. It's a marketing tool. I don't know that you understand. Somebody thinks you are bragging. How can I somebody I don't know? Right? In fact, there are certain statements people, I wonder whether they think it well. Right? It's a TV show. You don't know. Right? But what are you trying to do? You're trying to attract the right kind of customer. Because a lot of time, people want to buy from you. But that leads me to number 3. Or your perceived value does not clear. Perceived value. What do you mean by perceived value? Perceived value is the perception of how wealthy or how successful you are that gives you credibility to sell an expensive product. Am I making sense at all? What are the things that take away your perceived value? Going to beg people for money or borrow money from them. This is number 1. I vow at some point, I made up my mind, say, you know what, from today, I will no longer borrow money. Right? If I am broke, I'd rather go and sell something, get commission, and take it myself. But to borrow money, because I realized that process reduces your passive value. Because the same person I go and meet and say, because he's wealthy, they kindly borrow me 2 million, right? Suddenly, Jesus taught me about property sales. I go back and meet the person and say, come and buy a property of 20 million. What do you think is going on in his mind? No, come on. That's what is going on through the mind for a way to swindle me. But all over real estate. We still met 2 weeks ago. I didn't hear anything real estate. Suddenly now you do real estate. This guy wants to scam me. So each time, are we learning at all? So each time you try to take, I don't want to say Eric, he's late also. Let him go. Each time you do that, are we together now? You are lowering your perceived value. You're lowering it. So even though you have people around you who can afford it to, they are wondering. And in fact, do you know some people, when you say that, they say, no, I don't have the money. Where do you expect me to get the money? They'll go behind your back to the company and they'll still do that business. Those that they won't do it through you. All the rich people in my life that I know, when I meet them, I'm the one that give them gifts. It's intentional. Just to place myself in another class with them. Because I know that majority of the people that come to them say, oh boy, he has money. My uncle, very rich man. Let's go and beg him for money. Or let's go and greet him. Hopefully he will give us money. So because I know that's the thinking of an average rich man, I make up my mind to say, sir, I've just come to greet you and I brought you a gift. And then I tell them what I do without telling them, putting pressure. Is they themselves say, how can I help you? If they come by, they will be the one to say, I will recommend you to someone. Because now they can see that you are not after what they have. You are genuine, you are sincere, you are hardworking, and you are willing to create a win-win relationship. And everybody say win-win relationship. Where you are conscious of the fact that they can benefit. That's why you brought gifts. And you can also benefit. I was telling one of our staff the other day, we had this client of ours that is doing business with us. Coincidentally, for the woman to attend his mother, apparently the woman is one of his mother's friends. But he didn't even know. So at that time, it's familiar. And do you do all like that? I said, no, real estate. Because one day she was at our seminar like this, and he was even the one speaking, but she didn't even know he was the son of her friend. So at that event, and he was telling me about how he had done. I said, if you want to do any deal with this woman, right, tell her you will be her agent in the company. Because the woman like commission too. Everything she does, she wants commission. I said, so all your mothers, since they are the same car cost, she can help you get them. Your mother, because his own mother is not really interested. You know how some parents are doing well and they expect you to do the same business they are doing. And if you say you are going on your own, they are not interested. And so she can be the one to get to your mother's friend and you give her commission on anybody she brings. Even though, you kind of both know those people, but her own word will be stronger because she will reach there and say, I just bought from total person's son's company and they're a good company. They will trust her than when you go and meet them. But more importantly, she will respect you because you've created a win-win. You are not saying, you are my mother's friend, help my career in the company, and can you just be giving me customer without anything in it for her. Create a win-win relationship. I win, you win. Are you getting value at all? Come on, put your hands together if you are getting value. Build social capital, build credibility is one of the quotes I share. I didn't get here by what? By luck. I didn't get here by being lucky. I work harder. Next. Constant training and role play. Now, if you are not consistent, you will not go far. If you are not what? Consistent, you will not what? You will not go far. Now, do you know since when I've been doing training in Oriental Hotel? Who can guess? Let's guess. 5 years. 2014. That's 7 years. I'll never forget my first training. Was it Oriental Hotel or Civic Center? Yeah, Civic Center, then we moved to Oriental Hotel. 2014. Being consistent. And it was still a free training. Just being consistent. Many of us, the problem is not that there are no opportunities. We're just not consistent. Today, you're a real estate broker. Tomorrow, you are selling herbal care. Next tomorrow, you are selling investment. If they invest, they'll get 5% every month. Before we say Jack Robinson, you are selling car now. Car dealer. Number one trusted car dealer. Anytime you put the best. People say you are confused. Stick to one thing. The rule I always tell people, be there for 4 years. Before you change any business, do it for 4 years. At least 3 to 6 months before you can even make some traction, except if you're already rich. If you're a rich man, it's easy to do real estate because real estate is about network. You have people who are rich, who can afford the property. By default, you will sell tomorrow. So, but you that you don't have that, it will take a while. I don't really understand, to attract such people. Which is why we're talking about organized noise. Because it's through organized noise that you get the attention of some of that. Is this guy selling, house? Okay, but let's keep watching. I remember was the economy not in recession? So you see how we do not think deep. You see how we do not think deep. You see? How we don't invest in deep thinking. Are we learning? So role play, I need 2 volunteers. Let's practice this. The first lesson, if you notice, about 4 people stood up. Did you notice that? But it was 2 that came out first, telling you about the need for speed and excellence. They must go together. A lot of us want to do things, but we stand up, but we are still, jump out. This world works for those who jump out. Some of you come for this training now. Tomorrow you are supposed to join them for inspection. Shouting to, if today you start posting, I sell properties. Come on back. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live video so that you see the property I am what? Selling. Be hungry for success. Be in a hurry. Not that you move gradually. You stood up, but shall I come out? Shall I not come out? It's better to come out and they say go back than not coming out at all. Are we together now? So your assignment will be to sell this pen to this wonderful woman. Market this pen to her. It's called role play. And then we'll analyze whether it did well or not. Want to go?
Hello, good morning. I look beautiful. My name is Alisa. I want to tell you about this pencil, this pen. What you are going to benefit from this pen? This pen is not from Nigeria. And I can tell you that if you use this pen, you will enjoy the pen help. You enjoy your purpose of buying it. So I assure you that you enjoy the purpose of buying this pencil. So thank you.
Well, clap for the two of them for volunteering. So now I want to know, did they do well? What do you think about, what do you think he could do better? Yes. Good afternoon.
First things first, he went straight to introduce himself. That's good. But then he didn't allow her to rely on how she's doing. He allow her to get comfortable and win her over. He could have been like, oh, I like your dress. Oh, what are you also here for comfort?
Yeah.
Make her feel comfortable before marketing your product to her.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Please let's clap for her. That was fantastic. A lot of times people think that our job as marketers or salespeople is to become talkative. No. In fact, your job is to ask questions and to listen to even what they didn't say. Because you are supposed to dictate their pain point. Can you say pain point? Pain point. That's your goal. Like, when it comes to this pen, what's the pain point of this person? If he asks her very well, he probably may discover she's a lecturer or she's a speaker. And that she actually really needs the what? The pen. But if he doesn't engage her, at least get to know her. People buy from those they know, they like, and they trust. Don't ever forget that. People only buy from those they what? They know, they like, and they trust. KLT. They know, they like, and they trust. He was smart to have complimented her. Beautiful of him. But he needed to still hear a bit more. What's your name at least? Right? From that name, you then move to... But I think he didn't do too badly. Anybody else want to add, one more person, what he could have done better? Yes. He was supposed to tell her. So he didn't state the benefits, right? He didn't clearly state it. He just said you will benefit. But he should have let her know that, look, one of the advantages of this pen is that it's a prestigious pen, right? Former presidents of nations, I'm not saying you lie, but I'm saying if that's true. For example, like former presidents of nations, do you know Barack Obama always use this particular brand of pen whenever he's speaking. So by using this, it just classes you at that level, right? Because remember, you don't say futures. By the way, nothing wrong with saying the futures, but you want to hammer more on benefit than futures. I will buy that pen. No, I'll give you an example. One of the major factors I use to sell our Bejuleki housing scheme is the fact that expatriates are the ones working in Bejuleki. who are the ones building Dangote refinery, building the seaport, the free trade zone, and all of that. And that when you own a house there, expatriates will live there. What does that mean to the buyer? They will not owe me rent. It's Nigerians that will start using God to beg you. They've not paid us salary. Am I making sense at all? So just by saying that, that makes a clear-cut trigger to a potential buyer that, that's a benefit. But remember, I didn't even mention 5-bedroom, Italian tiles. Those are the futures. But a lot of time, the benefits get people to buy more than the future. One of the benefits is to say, look, housing deficit in Ibejileki is over, 50,000 of this kind of modern houses. Meaning we have more than 50,000 expatriates in that entire axis, right, who could rent houses, but they're having to come all the way from Lekki, Ajah, all these places. Because the day I went to Dangote Refinery was the day I had this eureka moment. I saw a shelter, temporary shelter for 10,000 expatriates. I think 6,000 Chinese, 3,000 Indians. Temporary shelters, like canopy kind of housing. Because there's no house, proper, house for them. So do you think if you build a better house, Dangote will not give them? It's not money that is the problem. It's that people don't build quality houses in that axis because it used to be a village. By just saying that, I have given the customer a light bulb moment to know that, and I'm saying this because that customer may have built something in Abulegba and nobody is renting it. Or in Ikeja. Or in Sogotedo. I'm not making sense at all. But by you being able to say, no, there is a gap, there is already a demand, then say, okay, I think I should buy. Because a lot of times you don't know why people just don't listen to you. Sometimes it's things you are not even, your mind is not even thinking of. You are busy talking about the futures. It's 5-bedroom, it has BQ, it has clinical. Meanwhile, what they are thinking is not even that. But people who have the money. For example, I had a client who was willing to buy property from me in Dubai, but not in Nigeria. Right? She's been buying and she kept saying, and at some point I said, do you do construction? Since you have capital, come and start building the house. You build, we pay you. Right? Because we don't want to tie our money down, building houses, I don't know whether you understand, or giving contractor money, and there's no guarantee they will build. And they start disappearing with your money at your police station every day. So what are we doing now is to look for, even if you don't have the money, we can link you with those, you don't have the technical skill, we can link you with those who have technical skill. As long as you have money, you even earn through us. Right? That way, we are not tying our money down to people who may likely not do development, and we are wasting money. And remember, we don't take loan. Our model is that we are not taking loan from the bank. It's just our model. So, but my point is, you need to think deeper because sometimes you don't even know why the customer is saying, I don't want to buy. But when you ask questions, like he was supposed to do, do you currently do any form of training? Do you see where it's supposed to start some of those conversations from? So is that yes or no? If you say no, do you by any chance know people who do such? Right? If she says, yeah, I even have 10. You say, ma, good news. Are you interested in making extra income? Say, extra income. Now you get our attention. Right? We're wholesale dealers in this pen. And since you have a lot of your friends who are trainers, we can supply you in bulk, right? And you earn a piece of every single one you sell. Everybody is a potential customer. Either they can directly buy or link you with those who can buy. That's why you don't treat people anyhow. Let me repeat it again. Everybody is a what? Potential customer. It's either they themselves need to buy or they know somebody who can Bye. Please clap for them. I have a gift for you. Okay? Yes, you can have your seat. Just remind me when we're done. Have you gotten value at all? Huh? Did you learn something today? Why is there echo? There's too much echo. It wasn't echoing before. I don't know why. Next. So that's role play, and I encourage you to do that amongst yourself. You can call your children and just say, today I'm going to do role play with you. You are my property investor. Let me talk to you. Right? Or your friends, but do a lot of role play. Next is build a good network. Build a what? Billionaires only make friends with result-oriented people. Work on building relationship with people financially what? Better than you. A man's gift, the Bible says, maketh room for him and bringeth him before great men. Okay? Build a good network. Build a good relationship. Now, let me ask you a question. How many of you have, right now, closest people to you? I'm not saying distant relationship. If you call those people, they'll pick the call right now. You are very close to at least 10 people who are worth 500 million naira, or they are worth 1 billion. Don't lie. You can call them now. Oh yeah, come out. All of you who says so. Come out. How many people did I say? 10. Yes. If you don't have up to 10, go and sit down. 10. You know. You can call them now. 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 Mercy. Where's Mercy? Me, I like practical. It's not theory. Link them to Lotto, and they are supposed to sell 10 properties to these 10 people, right? Lotto is our sales manager. She's very good with closing. She will help you work on how to close those people. And when next we are doing this test training, you come and give testimony. Now, if you don't give up to 10, we have a problem, right? Please, can you clap for them? Let them go and sit down. So get their details and work with them. But that is powerful, because these guys, if truly that is true, they are about to be 10 million naira richer by Monday. If what they said is true. If indeed they have 10. You are poor because of the caliber of people around you. I don't know whether you understand. You are poor because of what? The caliber of people around you. When it comes to property, it's not about interest. It's about affordability. It's not about what? It's about what? Can they what? Afford it. So if you're wondering why I'm saying that by Monday they have money, because if you're a good salesman, it's not about interest. You know how to convince. Let me give you an example. Do rich people not want to make more money? In fact, do you know a rich man is more hungry to make more money than a poor man? A poor man is, well, if I just have enough, me, I'm not greedy. A rich man is ready to make more. That's why Dangote refinery, Dangote is even telling federal government, come and buy 20%. Can you imagine? You put a refinery and say, government should come and buy 20%. And they're already buying. It's not all those ones you guys are talking. Because it was a good deal, by the way. He made it so good for them. Right? All they are paying him first is 850 million. They could. Now, do you know, to refurbish the refinery, they are already saying they need more than $2 billion. So for him to say, bring 850, you will co-own, and the rest you will give me crude. So the rest of the money they are not even pay. The balance is they divide into 3. The remaining 3% is when they made money, they will not withdraw their profit on time till they balance them. So it was a good deal. But that tells you how rich people are hungry for more. So all you need to do is to show a rich person how they can make money from the property you are selling. They will buy. Am I making sense at all? Unfortunately, if I ask most of you now, sell a house to me, the first thing you'll be telling me, sir, do you know if Bejuleki would be a good place to have a house? My answer would be absolutely no. I'm okay with Banana Island. Now you've lost me. Eh? And I know you are lying. How will you tell me? Am I making sense at all? But if you can say to me, do you know if Bejuleki gives the highest return on investment and has the potential of doing better than the Lekki boom in terms of real estate investment? I will trust you if you can break down the analysis for me. Right? I say, look, Lekki, Lekki phase 1, phase 2 does not have industrial hub, does not have free trade zone, does not have seaport, does not have airport in vicinity. Bejuleki has all those factors. Yet, what Lekki phase 1, phase 2 has, Bejuleki has, which is what? If you are facing this way, to your left is the lagoon, to your right is the what? The ocean. That's what Bejuleki has. And then the expressway is in the middle. 2001, when people were coming here, it's just one road. Now it's been over-dualized. The same thing will happen in Bejuleki. So if you enter Bejuleki from Eleko, and you are going that with the same thing. To your right is the Atlantic Ocean. To your left is the what? Lagoon. Simple. So, are you learning at all? Yes, you see how to analyze property now? It's intellectual conversation. And I see young people trying to sell property, and I say, what you don't realize is that the people who can afford, they are older than you, more experienced than you. So if you don't do your research, you'll be worried. And they know what you are saying is rubbish. I'm not making sense at all. So you do the analysis and say, look, the same thing that happened in Lekki phase 1, times 3 of it will happen in Bejuleki. Because the Bejuleki has what Lekki phase 1, phase 2 has, and a lot what? More. Which is that it has seaport and all of those things. Are we learning at all? But you need to build good network. So those of you who don't have good network, I want to give you 3 quick steps to attracting rich friends. Number 1, location. Stop going to the wrong location. There are some of you who will not come for this event if it was not Oriental Hotel. Whether it was free or it was paid for. There are some people who didn't come here today because the event was free. I have a friend who told me, any event less than $10,000, I don't attend. I said, why? He said, because the event I attend now is to network with people as rich as me. And anybody who can afford to use $10,000 for a training is either they can afford or their parent can afford. Either way is the same. If I'm your friend, I'm your father's friend. I can get you if I can get you. You get the point now. So some people are not in this training because it's free. Some high net worth people. Because they only go for paid program so as to network with other people at that level. So when you like free things all the time, what is happening to you? You are losing opportunity to attract. You see the point? Are you learning at all? By the way, some of you at the back, can you move to the seat in front, please? We'd like you to move. Occupy the seat in front. Yes, sit in front. We don't like... Ushers always, anyone you say, ushers make sure they sit the next, take them to where to sit, please. Right? After all, they didn't even pay for the event, so you can enforce where you want them to sit. If they pay now, they can shakara you and say, hey, I paid my money. Yeah, sit down, let him sit. Are we together now? So there are certain events that you go to just so as to meet some people. It may cost you money. Right? There are certain places you go and take breakfast just so as to meet certain people. With Baker is a place like that. The George is a place like that. Just go. It may cost you maybe 10K. Right? But anybody who could go to that hotel is your kind of customer. Right? And be polite. How are you, sir? They will treat you well because golf club, I don't know how to play golf until recently I realized that rich people like golf. I don't know if you see now, I'm a good golfer now. I'm good now. But it wasn't because I didn't like the game. If I didn't understand the game for a long time. Are we together now? But I had to realize that rich people do that. I need good what? Network. Sir, if you can have 5 closest people to you wealthy, you are the 6th rich man. Wealth is all about network. One year, I made up my mind. I'm going to get billionaires as friends. One of them came to my house. It was January of that year. You know, I wanted to start my usual story. And many of you say those usual stories. January is a terrible month. Things are tough. If I had started with the word January, the guy said, good news. He said, we just got 2 of our projects was just approved. One is 4.5 billion. The other is 3. He said, in fact, the alert that enter is the alert that can blow your phone. So some of them did initial mobilization, 450 million. In fact, and I said, well, the January is looking, even for me too, it's begin to look good. Right? Because how can I start that, January is difficult, things are bad. In fact, my account now is reading red. When somebody is saying 4.5 billion, 3 and the alert they were paying is 450, how do you say that? You swallow it. And can I shock you, that was the last January that was poor. In fact, I have more money January of every year now than other months. Just by network. So number 1, go to location where high network people are. Go there. Go there. Sit down. They're not, you will study about them, about how they think, how they work, how they reason, how they approach things. And you gradually start your journey. Number 2, this is very important, how to attract wealthy people to your life. How to attract billionaires as friends. By the way, you will learn a lot more in my book. Let me bring that copy of that book. I taught a lot about how to connect with wealthy people. And like I said to you, all you need is connect with a wealthy person and you're on your way to wealth. All you need, Billionaire Habit, is my latest book. Right? This book is a best-selling book on Amazon right now. Many organizations are reviewing it. Many churches are saying members should review because it's a life-changing book. I put together how I moved from 1,000 naira to becoming a billionaire in this country in this book. Now, I could have thought if I were to have made it a seminar, I can't charge less than $20,000. But you see, the benefit of books is that, there's a limit to how much you can sell it. It's $47. Right? So putting all that in $47 is for your own good. And next year we're doing the teenage version of it for teenagers, and that one is going to be free to teenagers. Okay? So that they can learn the subject of wealth since they are young. They don't teach money in school. That's why people are poor. They didn't teach you money. 2 courses they don't teach that is critical to your success in life: marriage and money. In fact, the one of marriage is worse. They give you certificate before you write exam. Is that true or not? I don't know if you are married here. Let me see. The day you started, matriculation day, did they not carry certificate and put in your hand? Say congratulations. Who does that? I think certificate of marriage now should be given in your old age. Now you have successfully been married. Right? But it's the truth. Money too, they don't teach it. You never see a university that teach you money. They teach finance but not money. And there are 2 different things. They don't teach you how to make money. They don't teach you how to manage money, how to multiply. They don't teach. You are not wondering why the world is poor. If they invite me to UN, that's what I'm about to tell them. You cannot make the world a better place. We teach people how to make, manage, and multiply money. That's the beginning. That's the beginning. They need to understand that subject. Today now we're having an event, 5 p.m. I would advise most of you came for this morning session. Come back 5 p.m. I'm having Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo also joining me, right? We're teaching family finance. For those of you particularly who are married, come with your spouse. Don't come alone. Come with your spouse. How do we build family wealth? How do we make sure? Listen, my mother was a civil servant. My father's business had crashed before I was born. Poor people call us poor. I was born in Maiduguri. I went to a very terrible educational system. I learned how to spell the word TH in JSS1. That's what poverty does. You won't even go to a good school. But I vow that a rich family must come out of what? Out of me. A rich family must come out of me. My children and my wife just left for US and Dubai vacation for 1 month. Not staying with anybody, staying on their own. You can only do that when you understand what we're talking about. Building family what? Wealth. And we start teaching our children since young age. Any money, they save it. After their piggy bank gets full, we remove the entire money, put some into another savings. They spend some, right? And they pay some as tithes in church. So some of them, I remember the last time my wife was saying, they said the toy that the money got was smaller. They want bigger toys. If you save more, what will be left will be able to what? Buy you what? Bigger toy. That's how you start teaching children. The culture of savings. The culture of which one is investment. Because my wife now explained to them, this toy is not an investment. So we can't put all this money that you have saved into the what? Into toy. Are we learning at all? Yes. So I want to encourage you, if you can come back in the evening, come with your spouse if you're married. If you're about to marry, this is the best time to hear the right word. Come with your spouse. So that the two of you start hearing. And you can plan your finances before you get married. 80%, some of the data show that 80% of marital crisis, the root cause is money. 80%, root cause is still money. Have we gotten value at all? How many of you got value? Are you excited? So number 2 of attracting rich people is what? Huh? What's number 2 now? I said number 1, right location. Number 2 is what? Huh? Did I say it or I didn't say it now? You guys are you sure you are following? Good. So number 1 is the right location. Very important. Now, number 2, and this is very important, and you have to take it very serious, is your presentation and elevator speech. So I also need another 2 volunteers to come up. So let's practice it. Because now you are in the right location, but if you don't understand your elevator speech, you will mess up the entire thing. Do you agree with me? Okay, let me give an example. If you meet Dangote today, what will you tell him in 60 seconds? That's the meaning. 60 seconds. That will make him to want to see you again. That's the meaning of elevator speech. So this time around, ladies first. 60 seconds. Tell him something about yourself and what you do that will make him to be looking for you. 1, 2. Are you ready? We are breathing. Breathe out. You good?
Yeah.
Good. Go.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Oriental. I'm a digital business strategist. Okay, I'm actually embarking on a humanitarian project. Is to give free sanitary pads to teenage girls all around Nigeria. I don't know if you're interested to help me doing that because I discovered that sanitary pads are being on the high side and it's very, very much not affordable for young girls in Nigeria right now. Yes, thank you.
Are you interested in seeing her again? Aside that she's beautiful, are you interested in seeing her again? Are you interested in seeing her again? Oh God, you are lying. You are not interested. Because the first thing was she has turned herself to a what? A parasite. Yes. Because how will he make money from you selling sanitary pad? Doesn't matter. Sanitary pad. Is he a woman? What's his business? It's a different if you are saying, we can turn you to a distributor and you earn money. We can, I mean, what you have said, is in no way adding money to him or adding any tangible value to him. You want to try again? Huh? Oh yeah, no problem. One more try. Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Oriental. Okay, I'm a digital marketing strategist. I know you're sure. What business do you do? Okay, we can help you sell or reach your target customers effectively, and you can double your sales in 2-3 months. Do you be interested in that? Yes. We have capabilities of those who work with typers. I would love to work with you. I would say that we won't pay for our services. We'll do that just for the advert you pay for the sponsor advert. Very well. Thank you.
What do you guys think? Better, right? Can we clap for her? Okay, you can sit down, sir. So this time, the elevator speech, I'm going to do it with you so that I give you guys, I will say it first, then I'll break down. Don't go, come. I'll say it first, then I'll break down what I have done. First thing, most times when you're doing an elevator speech, is with somebody you already know. So there's no point of who are you and all of that. But if you don't know the person, nothing wrong with saying, hello, my name is so-so-so, can I meet, I do this, and can I meet you? Before you then proceed. Does that make sense at all? So which one should we do? Should we do the one that I don't know her, or we do the one that I know her? Maybe she's the Lakija. I know, we don't have the time. So let's do the one of I don't know her, right? So, hello, how are you today? My name is Stephen Akintayo. I help people who are rich to become richer through real estate investment. What's your name? What do you do?
Okay, my name is Oriental, and I'm a digital marketing strategist. Yes, I help businesses to boost up their sales in no time.
Wow, that's incredible. Yes. Will you be interested, okay, in earning 10%, helping us to market 25,000 green and smart home?
Yes, definitely. I will.
That's all. Clap for me now. So, elevator speech is no long story. Your first thing you must get out of an elevator speech is a yes. Is a what? Yes. So, you must ask a question that you must get a what? A yes from. Because the ultimate goal is to just get a card and an appointment for a later time to now do long talk. Does that make sense at all? That's why they call it elevators. That is from when you press floor 1 to maybe you are going to floor 10, you are done with the conversation. And you've gotten something tangible. Does it make sense at all? Secondly, you notice I told her about who I was in a way that would be interesting. Right? That not only, some of you say, I'm into real estate. I help people who make money to do what? To become richer through real estate investment. Now you want to hear. Right? And then I asked her for what she does. Do you also notice my reply was in line with what she's doing? Because she's a digital marketer, I'm telling her you can make money. Are you learning from this at all? I'm saying you can make a lot of money doing what you already do, selling 25,000 housing that we have. If she wasn't a digital marketer, I probably would have pitched on saying, I'm willing to help you become richer through real estate investment. Are you interested in me telling you more? And the answer is obviously going to be yes. So the next thing is just exchange numbers, confirm the date and time. Make sure you confirm date and time. That the person is available for a call or a physical meeting or whatever method. And you can even, if it's a call, you can even ask them, which one do you prefer, SMS, call, or WhatsApp? For example, I don't do calls. I do WhatsApp chat. Not even call. Not WhatsApp call. Chat. Anything outside that, I'm not interested. Chat. Those who know me know. Chat me up. Right? But call, I don't even like it. So you want to ask all those things. That's elevator speech. But what do many of us miss? You now start story. My mother just died. We're going for a burial next week. And you have lost the person. The person is just saying, okay, how are you? But in his mind, he's like, leave me alone. Right? Like, are you not exposed? Do you understand? Don't you have manners? Don't you understand the protocol, the culture, the processes? Huh? Let me give you an example. If I meet Dangote now, and I want to sell a house to him, do you know our conversation, what I'm going to be telling him is to know his contact person that my own contact person will talk to. Because I don't expect Dangote to be the one buying house. And I know. He has an accountant who's in charge. So he's like, Alaji, remember me now. The person you need to parley with is his EA. It's his EA. A lot of people still do it with me. The person that should be your best friend is who is Dr. Stephen's personal assistant. Because a time comes in your life where people manage your itinerary for you. It's what they say you should do, you do. They're the one that manage because you have so much you're doing. Huh? So when you meet those high caliber of people, you're just, sir, yes, sir, you, sir. No, there are exceptions. There are some that they still do everything themselves. So there are a few people like that. But there are not many. Am I making sense at all? A lot of people have those structures where if you can capture certain people around their life, you've captured them. Those people will get them to do what you want them to do. Wow, this first class, have you gotten value? Yes. Huh? Next. So we're going to start wrapping up. How can you be part of us, right? You can be part of us. 3. Number 3 is look for a gift to give them. And a very unique gift. Wealthy people don't need your money. So if you are going to give a gift, just make sure it's a gift that is unique and makes an impression. Does that make sense at all? Study them. Study them. Study them. I'll give you an example. Give me a bracelet, right? It's better than you giving me a Rolex wristwatch. I don't use Rolex. I don't even use wristwatch, talk less of Rolex. That's why it takes you studying detail. And that's why when people say, rich man, what will I give a rich man? I just laugh. You are not studying. You are not studying. You are not studying. A Dangote hardly moves without a cap, an Hausa cap. Right, dressed like this with an Hausa cap. Can you look for one specially made? It may be more valuable. Am I making sense at all? You are. So it's not really about how expensive. It's sometimes even about how much thought you put to it. I'll give you an example. I don't know if you know Buhari likes big greeting cards. Doesn't like your normal size. Big. How? Study those who have given him card on his birthday. Right? So these are we learning at all? These are powerful things. So go with a gift. Once you go with a gift, it puts you in another class. It helps the person to know that you're not just another person just coming, you don't even think about me, it's just how to get what to get. Can you help me? Can you give me something? Can you? And at that point, they're even the one asking you, what do you do? Next question, okay, what do you do? Right? And in their mind, I think, how can I help you? Because you've extended a hand of fellowship, a hand of gift. Another one is try to look for a way both of you can make money together. Right? Try and either to patronize them or something you can both start doing together. Does it make sense at all? In one way or the other. In my early days, I look for, like a couple of my friends now, who are into construction and are rich. What am I doing? I'm calling them and say, come and do construction. You are even the best position to do it. So find something you can do together. Don't go and meet them and say, let's do something together if it's not something you know they are looking for. Because sometimes it cannot become insulting. Like imagine me going to meet Dangote and say, Alaji, can we be selling cement together? You know that's an insult, even though he sells cement. Right? Because if you want to buy cement, go to the depot. Am I making sense at all? Go to the dealers. They know how they do that. But if I tell him, Alaji, can we partner to build a housing estate for your staff? Yes. That guy in Bejuleki is one of his biggest headache. So you see that there's a lot of mental work involved. Does it make sense at all? In literally studying the person, analyzing the person, knowing their pain point, and knowing the best way, you can strike something that, is mutually engaging. Okay, so 3 ways you can work with us. By the way, 4 ways, by the way. Why didn't they put them? One of it is you can start making money, like these people you are seeing. Next slide, right? You can start making money like all these people you're seeing. Next, still more money, right? More money to be made. Who is interested? Who is interested? Next slide. So you can register on it, leave it here. Number 1, become one of our registered consultants, where you sell the properties we own here in Nigeria, in Dubai, in UK, US, and you get a commission. We give 10% direct commission on land, 5% direct commission on house. And just register on this website, www.portal.gteshomes.com. This is one of the ways we can be together and do things together. Okay, number 2, join our contractors community. Can be one of our contractors. Please put your phones on. This is also what you don't do in a corporate meeting. Your phone must be on silence or switched off. Please don't do it in a corporate meeting. So register as one of our contractors, www.gteshomes.com/contractor, right? And we're looking for, between now and next year, we want to grow our contractor community to 5,000 contractors, because phase 1 of our project is to build 25,000 houses, right? I'll take questions. Next, you can either invest with us, or by the way, you can also promote this our investment program. You get 2% on the total that anybody invests. Okay? However, you can invest and get good commission. So you have 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million. However, this particular project is ending today. Right? From today, you cannot invest 2 million anymore. And then by Monday, we are removing 5 million. And then we are removing 10 million. We only want high net worth people to invest. And there's a reason behind it. Right? Mama Luku gather all pepper money, puts it into our real estate investment. Later comes back and says she wants her money back. We told her we've already put it in construction. She says we are wicked people. Right? So investment like this is disposable income that you use. Slush fund, a fund that is just sitting in the bank. Right? Are we together? You are doing nothing and it's not getting anything that you use for investment like this. Not the money you will soon need. Is this clear now? Because I always make it very clear. Right? Very, very important. Many of us turn ourselves to demons. Meanwhile, it's not true. Nobody was after you. You were the one that was just greedy. Right? And you said they were wicked people. The concept of investment is that I take your money and I go and work with it. Not MMM. I go and what? I work with it. Meaning I didn't save your money. So you can't wake up and say, give me back. Does it make sense at all? No. If we agree you are keeping the money for 3 years, it has to be there for 3 years. That's why we gave option. Your capital is with us for 3 years, but you can choose to collect your returns whether every 1 year or every 2 years or every 3 years. That's why if you notice, it increased by how long you are leaving the money. Because the longer you leave the money, the more you have your money, including your interest. We are rolling it over. Warren Buffett call it compound interest. So by not withdrawing your profit, we're able to roll your profit, and that way we're able to even give you a lot more. Also, if you notice, if you're investing more, we're giving you what? More. Also because we are doing bulk. So the 1 million, the 500,000 doesn't really help us to get to what we're trying to raise. Is it clear? So you can do it, or you can invite other people to do it. The numbers, the website is there, and you can reach out to them. But please know, like I said, it's ending today, the 2 million option. And even the returns, we have to increase it for a period of time that also ends soon. Number 4 is you can buy into any of our green and smart home. We sell land, we sell houses, but our land are too expensive. You are hearing it from my mouth. So don't come back and say, you know, sir, customers say your land is expensive. Me, I am confirming it. And I'll tell you why. The reason why is that every of us is a serviced plot. Service what? Because it means we are doing interlocking, we are doing road, we are doing electricity, and they are renewable. So the cost of doing infrastructure, in fact, one of our estates, the cost of putting electricity, just providing, because we are going to be recycling plastic to energy, $5 million, 5.5. So divide the land. And you see that when you finish selling the entire land, it's not up to 5.5. Right? So Yoruba will say, "Obe to dun, owo lo se kini o, owo lo pa." A lot of us want quality stuff, but we fail to realize that what it costs to provide real quality is not beans. And remember, the dollar has just increased now, 45. It's crazy. The more the dollar goes higher, the more cost of construction. We are literally being messed up in construction. We started just a few months ago our housing scheme, right? The same 5-bedroom that is 65 is now 85. With the new increase now, probably will be 100. Because it just keep going. Iron Rod started at 2,000. Right? As at now is 4,000, almost 4,700, if not more. Crazy. Okay? So, you can buy the land, you can tell customers, but let them know. Because there are people who want genuine land, and they want well-developed land. If you have such customer, they can buy. If not, the best bet is the house. Next. They can buy our house. Our houses are becoming more reasonable and affordable in the sense that you deposit next. You deposit just 3 million naira. Okay, next. Okay, back. Where is Gardenia? Gardenia is not here. Back. Back. Did you run too fast? Gardenia is not here. Why would they not put Gardenia? So you deposit 3 million naira, but leave it at Roselium. Just go back to Roselium. Okay? So you deposit 3 million and you pay 2 million in 24 months. So it's very affordable. Someone say, what if I couldn't continue payment? We'll link you with a mortgage bank that can help you pay off, and then you gradually pay. Does that make sense at all? But what we are doing is to allow the entry barrier to be what? Easy. And your house is smart, is green, meaning you use your remote to control everything in your house. Green in the sense that renewable energy, we are not connected to national grid. We will never take light. We are not NEPA or PSA. Or which other name are they now? EDK or EDC. So we are not even doing that. Even your poo-poo is converted to biogas for cooking. Yes, no waste. That's the structure we're building. Zero waste. Everything is recycled. I thought you would clap for GTEx. Right? We're building between now and the year 2035 the largest green and smart home. Nobody has done it. It's not like we saw somebody and we are copying them. We are pioneering that field. Okay. So, yes, next. Yes, we have this trip coming up in September. They will change the dates. But we have September, we have October, we're doing London, we're doing Dubai. And then December, we're giving away Prado Jeep and Toyota Corolla as gifts to some of you who are able. So get 10 people to subscribe, just depositing 3 million. And guess what? You get all expense paid trip to Dubai, aside your 5% commission. All expense. You can clap. If you get the same 10, you can choose whether Dubai or Maldives. So we have that option. In fact, we just have those who return from Maldives. You know, we also have, if you do 15, is London. The US one, we are canceling it because of visa issues. But those who are already in US can join us. We're doing some retreat in US. Next. So these are the 25 people who just returned from Maldives in August, last month, all expense paid trip. This was us having dinner. We have a lot of amazing events. So you can be part of that dream and be part of this. Next. Yes, so I have my book, latest book called The Billionaire Habits. I encourage you to get a copy. I think it's been, you know, dollar. Right? It is well. So you can buy the soft copy for 10,000, the hard copy for 20, even though it's less than what it should be. But we just have to peg it at 20. And then you can buy the video and audio version for 35. So you get the physical, video, audio, everything for 35. Next. I encourage you not just to buy it, give it to other people. It's a life-changing book. And if you not read it, don't buy it. But if you read it, I promise you, you should send me a testimony. It's changed several people's lives. Next. So I have this event for those of you who want to start your own real estate business. You know, I can mentor you on that, doing that. Or you want to start brokerage in bulk. Why not? Let's do that. Then October 7th to 9th, right? You can also be part of this event. I'm bringing my mentor, Robert Kiyosaki. By the way, edit that. You know, Les Brown is being moved to January, so put the latest flyer, please. So we're having Les Brown, Les Brown did last month, August. So we're doing now Brian Tracy and Robert Kiyosaki and myself. This man, Robert Kiyosaki, changed my life. I was 17 when I read his book, the same way I'm asking you to buy the Billionaire Habit book. His book was called Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? And that book told me that even though I was from a poor home, a rich home can come out of me. And that's the reason why you're all here today. If I didn't go through that book, I won't be here, right? So it's cost me a lot to bring the man, a lot of dollars I had to pay. Every of these people charging dollars, right? So try and attend the event. It's going to be life-changing. But if you can't afford, get the book. This is our own Nigerian version of that book. Because I broke it down in a way that is relatable in our own society here. Does that make sense at all? And how you can literally navigate your way to the top. And I look forward to seeing you at the top. And I thank you for coming, and God bless you all. So I'm going to take a few questions. What's the time? 12:46. Okay, so we must be out here by 1 so that we get ready for the second class. Those of you who came late, you can wait for the second class. By the way, we don't do African time. Like we told you, we're an international company. We're used to doing things on time, right? 11 is 11, 2 is 2, 5 is 5. No African time. You start at the exact time. Anything GTS is doing, no African time. It's our rule. And I'm training my staff to start doing the same. It's hard, right? A whole coastal bus came this morning full of my staff who were supposed to organize this event. I sent all of them home, and they're all on suspension automatically. I don't do African time. We're supposed to be here 8 a.m. It's a free event, yes, but I take people seriously. I was here 8, right? I was here 8. So they are not here 8, they were late. Sent home. Let them go to their parents' house. We must change this country. We must change it. We can't continue this way. We can't continue. Everybody just doing their thing anyhow. Anyhow. No. Some of us own businesses in other parts of the world. Our business in Dubai, US cannot be different from the one in Nigeria. No, it has to be the same. I've told my team, we are not competing with a Nigerian real estate company. We are competing globally. A global brand. So the way it's done internationally is the way we do. We don't do. If you buy property from us, we deliver your document to anywhere in the world. How do you think we grew? People were somebody was telling me 2 months ago, I was in London. He said, Dr. Steve, I paid to your company 12 a.m. By 1:30, I got a call. 1:30 a.m. We don't do 47 CRM. 1:30 a.m. I got a call from the office that we got your payment. Thank you. I said, yeah, this is not a Nigerian company. That's the kind of remark I want to be hearing. Not the one that will do things on, how far has it worked? All this nepotism we've been doing, how far? Family business, me and my wife and my children, how far? We have to step up. Do we agree? Yes. We have to step up. Step up and take things to the next level. That's the attitude. If you have a meeting by 11, you should be by 10 if you mean business. You sit there by 10. I got here 8. You think I didn't know I'm training by 9? By 11? But that's the level of seriousness. That's the level of seriousness. I don't do anything. I don't have a casual project. To go and play golf is a project. It's a project. Nothing casual. Everything has to be intentional. You can fall off a ladder by accident. You don't climb one by accident. Does it make sense at all? So tomorrow, all of you, I want to see you here. We're going to be getting a vehicle to pick some of you in Songotedo, and then to estate on the island here. We have 4 estates in Bejleke alone. And go and do video. Don't just say you are selling property you've not seen. It's almost as if you're a scammer doing that. See what you are selling now. Be able to see it. I don't know how you get my point. The way brokers are doing in this country, just shake my head. Auntie, come and buy. Come and buy. Have you gone there? Go there. See the property for yourself. Are we together now? Do your own short video and say, I am live here at Jasper Estate. You can buy and all of that. Do your video. Do Facebook Live, even while you're there. Because some people trust Facebook Live more than what? More than your recorder, because they think you distorted the video. So do Facebook Live too. And I promise you, start earning. You should be flying with me. How many of you will join me, Maldives and Dubai? Because I'll be there. All expense paid trip. Who is coming? Beautiful. Let's go. Okay? Let's go. So we're taking another 50 team, 50 to Maldives, 50 to Dubai. You'll be telling me, oh, what's the big deal traveling? Well, traveling is the highest form of knowledge. Write it down. Traveling is the highest form of education. Write it down. Traveling is the highest what? Form of education. You're not educated until you have traveled wide. Sir, until I left this shore, I started doing things. My mind didn't change. There are some things they keep telling me that I didn't get. You don't even understand what is wrong with Nigeria until you travel to a place where the light never blinks. Until you travel to a place where they will tell you when it will rain, almost like it's an alarm clock. Until you go to where things work properly. You know abnormality has become normal in Nigeria. You that you are not normal, you are the problem, your head no correct. You understand? Now you know where. You where you normal. Like me coming 8 a.m. now, my head no correct. Like how will you come 8 a.m.? As the speaker, just strolling 10 minutes after 11, bouncing. How are you? Dr. Steven here, GMD, CEO, Odogu, CEO, Igu, EMM, FRN, yeah. And then we spend 15 minutes to call out my titles. Say, hey, God will deliver us. There's no entitlement in title. Oh God, get to work. Get to work. Get to work. Tell your neighbor, get to work, get to work, get to work, get to work. And the real big boy is the one that has worked and has the money. Not all this title. Everybody doing party up and down. What have you achieved? God will help us. Questions. So one, I'm taking, because you can't, another person's question can't trigger your question. So you are number one, who else has question? Number two, who else? Again, another person's question cannot trigger your own. Number three, one more. Okay, one more, 4, 5. So, good afternoon. By the way, can we all clap for our online audience? Let's clap for them. We have a massive number of people joining us. Since COVID, what we've had to be doing is to have more people join us online than we're even having physically. Yes?
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. My name is Julius Ephraim, sir. I want to thank you for putting these events together. And if nothing else, this is your last session of comments. Is what I will take from this event. I have 2 questions quickly. From the commission. Commission for payment. I want to know. Okay. When we get clients to subscribe now.
Yes.
Now we get commission. Now I want to ask first. Are we paying full commission on the first subscription or the initial deposit? Or it comes in bits? That's the first question. Then the second question for the benefits or, is that right? Or benefits that come with it, the traveling, the car, and all that. Are the clients meant to make full payments before we are entitled to them?
Thank you very much. Good question. So I'll start with the second question. No, they don't need to pay. Once they deposit, you have 10 people who deposit 3 million, you are entitled to the Dubai and Maldives all expense paid trip. You have 15, you're entitled to the London once they deposit. As for the commission, of course it has to be paid as the customer pays. Are we together now? Because, the 3 million deposit, your entire commission is more than 3 million, right? So, I mean, this is not Dubai where all you are giving the bank is subscribers, right? The beauty of doing real estate in Dubai is that all you need to give your bank is that people deposited. They will give you the entire full money. I don't know whether you understand. That's why most payment for real estate in Dubai is paid to an escrow account, right? Not even, once the bank sees that money in the escrow account, they release full money to the developer, right? That way, it's easier for the developer to pay you in full. But in Nigeria, remember we told you we don't do bank. And the reason is to protect investors. You all saw one video that went viral from Punch interview, one man, right, whose estate was taken over by Amcon, and they sold it to another cronies of theirs, right? And that one came and started demolishing people's houses, including those who paid for the house in full. Is that what you want for GTEx? No. So we thank the banks, but we don't need their loan. We move at our pace. Life is in phases, men are in sizes, live your size pattern. There are people who trust sincerity and honesty. Those are the people we are looking for. Okay? Second person is here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Wale.
Yes.
I'm not really asking the questions. I just want to correct an impression. Yeah, I think I've once tested you. I was the one that asked you about funds some days back. About I'm the one that I told you that I have a landed property.
can't recall that conversation. Maybe you are talking to somebody else.
Yeah, I think I spoke to somebody else, said I should send a message to your email, which I did. Then I've been asking about the response. You didn't answer, so that's why I came here. So maybe the way my approach, because the way you thought of now, I think my approach was wrong.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to make a correction.
Okay. Let's clap for it. I like that. First of all, I like the hunger, right, to have showed up. Abi, I want to sell land for them. If Muhammad will not come to the mountain will go to Muhammad. And I love the teachability to say, I think maybe my approach was wrong, but I'm not sure it was me. But let me tell you what we look out for. Who is number 3? So that you move to number 3. Who is number 3? Okay. So let me tell you the process when we are to acquire property. First of all, we already have too many property in Bejuleki. So I'm not even sure. We're looking for in Ekpe. We're looking for in Abraham. We have 2 estates after Dangote refinery. So we already have quite a lot in that. So we're looking for more in Ekpe. It must face the express. We're looking for more before Abraham Adesanya. We're looking for in Ogudu. And, in, what's it called? After Bega. What's the name of it? Arepo after Bega. So those are areas we're looking for. But for Bejuleki, we've seen a lot there. We've been there for years now. So we prefer now to only deal with property that has C of O. And I doubt you will find 1,000 something plots that has C of O in that axis, yes. So, or it has a gazette. So once it has already an approved gazette, not an approved gazette, we're ready, not a decision in view. We're ready because we also have the ones who have a decision in view already. So we already have enough in that axis. So maybe also that's why the person was reluctant to confirm. But if you can get in this axis I've mentioned, we're very open to it. Yeah. Yes. Good afternoon. My namesake. Otta. Nice. I used to stay there. Relocate from Otta. Very good question. In fact, clap for him for that question. I think it's a good question. Some of you are not are too shy to ask those kind of questions, but it's a good question, guys. It's a good question. So the answer is yes and no. Know that if you can't afford it, don't. Life is in phases, men are in sizes, leave your size part time. What I did, I used to stay in the Bells, and my office was in Ikeja. So I take Molue from Ikeja to the Bells, where I live, for many years before my level changed, and then I left the place. But I made sure my business moved to Ikeja. So that's why we advise you, if you're a property broker, look for a hub. Like GTS has a hub program where you can deck space, where you meet your client. Look for a hub in Highbrow, Magodo, or Mole Phase 1. If it's on the island, you can start there. That's how I did. From there, I moved to Ogba because I even lost the Ikeja there. But later, we moved to Omole. Right, and now we have Omole and Banana Island. Now we have Metama, and everywhere we open office is highbrow locations. But I still started from the same Otta. So life is in phases, men are in sizes, leave your size per time. So you can still live in Otta. By the way, it was intentional to live in Otta because 3-bedroom was 250,000 then in Otta. In Lagos, I was going to spend 1 million. So I said, doesn't make sense. My office can be in Ikeja, while my house is still in a cheap neighborhood and I'll be taking commercial vehicles. Somebody even saw me in Molue that time, did a mail. Tell you that you call yourself CEO. I saw you inside Molue, because say CEO my foot. I told myself, I said, one day he will see me flying all over the world. I said, let him continue to mock me. People must mock you for God to make you. I had the money to buy a car at that time, but having an office in the right location was more important than buying a car that time. Right? Though now technology has changed it a bit. Now sometimes having a car is better than an office, because you can just drive to the person's office in a good car and still make a good impression. Right? So you have to just weigh it. But either way, have a virtual office where your address, when they check, you may be living in Otta, but when they check your address, Omole Phase 1, or Magodo, Shagisha, I think they have and for less than 100,000, you can have such address, right? And have number. When they call, say, we will not be in the office. We're always only in the office this week on Thursday, right? And you go gather yourself, take your molu, come to book the boardroom in the office space, and then act like CEO. If I invite your friend to be in that meeting, so they won't think you are the only one. It's not one man business. To come and say, my boss is willing to do business with you, but you need to pay good money. I used to have a place that when I lost my Ikeja office, I couldn't renew it. I used to use a place, Ikeja City Mall. There's a place called Rhapsody Bar. So there's a part that they don't smoke there. It's very nicely done. I always target, when people say your office, I say, look, we're a digital company. Even though we have an office in Antony, but we're a digital firm. Because then we used to do website, bulk SMS, and also we're a digital firm. But I'll be in Ikeja on Thursday. Can we meet somewhere in Ikeja? Me, I know where I'm going. Say, Ikeja, not bad. Rhapsody Bar. That's where I'm going. I'll be in Rhapsody Bar around 2-4. It's okay, not bad. I think I know the place. Once you get to Ikeja Mall, ask for Rhapsody Bar. I've targeted myself 1,000 naira. The apple juice is 300, water is 300. So when you come, I say, do you care to take something, maybe apple juice or water? I've positioned your mind not to ask for champagne. Apple juice or water. 1,000 naira is what I have. Me, I've already taken one apple juice. So there's a way you package yourself. Meanwhile, I will never forget, one person did business with me to the tune of millions. So in fact, after that meeting, that Rhapsody Bar, I said, okay, how do I pay? I said, you can pay cash or transfer. We went downstairs, I said, but money is in the car. I said, I can follow you. Went to his booth, I'm not kidding you, 750K cash, bundle, gave it to me. Right? So there's a way you carry yourself. It's just courage. Right? Carry yourself well. Nobody needs to know you are an author. Right? They don't need to know. As God lifts you up, small. Number 4, are you getting value at all?
Thank you so much, sir. My name is Timothy.
You see why when I started this car, I said, I'm not motivating you. I'm telling you what I have done. It's practical. Yes, go ahead. Okay.
My first question is, how can we increase our passive value? Because I was following your online session yesterday, you talked about our passive value, something I can't remember that word leads to our cash flow. So how can we increase our passive value without faking it, without feeling as if we are deceiving ourselves?
Yes.
And the second thing is, you made mention of a lot of selling points that the GK has, which one has ever made that way. I want you to make mention of at least 2 or 3 things that can be used to sell the lands also.
In the bed, you like it? Well, basically, just go to our YouTube, GTEX Homes on YouTube, subscribe. You also go to my Facebook, Untitled TV, Facebook, subscribe. I have done several videos. It's called Land Banking, right, where I educate people. I also have a class, like I told you today, tomorrow and on Sunday. So today is physical 5 p.m. Tomorrow is online, and next tomorrow is, I'll be demystifying, because what I'm teaching is how to build family finance using real estate. So today I'm teaching how to start using your family network to build wealth in real estate. Tomorrow I'm doing land banking. Sunday I'm doing rental income. So I encourage you to be part of that class. There's a lot you also learn in that. So that answers your second question. Your first question about not faking it, I've given you a few, right? All that I did there was nothing faking there. I actually have an office address in that place I talked about, and I was able to also meet them. And actually, truly, all my services that time, we could do it online. So you didn't really need to come. But another way is who you associate with. I can assure you, if you buy this book, by the way, I'm signing this book for all of you who are buying, and I'm taking picture with you. You are the only one I'm taking picture with. Now, you buy this book, take picture with me, and put it on social media and see what will happen. I learned this years ago when somebody, I can't remember the story totally, but somebody was having a challenge, and he went to meet someone and said, I need you to help me. And then he said, don't worry, walk with me. Right? I said, no, you don't understand. I said, walk with me. And they were walking and people were seeing the two of them. Bottom line, that was the end of the challenge. And what the person was trying to say is that by virtue of associating with me, the respect people give me, they are now giving to you. But you have to handle it carefully because you can abuse it. I have somebody I know who has abused that. Right? He did something that impressed me. I literally made him to start representing me on a particular business. Right? In literally 1 year, I took him to Dubai more than 3 times. I just wanted to bring him to my level. Right? In fact, what he earned from me was more than 50 million that he got from. But at some point, one thing that you have to be careful working with mentors is not taking them for granted. And that's why they are guarded before they give you access. I don't know, it's hard to get access from somebody at the top. It's so hard. And the reason is because they know that if they give you the access, if you are not mature, you will just think I don't know how you just take it casual. Just take it for granted. Right? My PA did a birthday some days ago. Me and my wife literally took her out for dinner and watch movie. That's how down to earth I can be. Right? But you take it for granted? Now you will know. So that's a delicate thing. You can do it through leveraging on other people who are more successful than you. Right? Connecting with them, linking with them, identifying with them, but don't take it for granted if they give you the access. Don't. No matter how much of them you know. One of my mentors one day, I was chatting with him. He said, there was this guy who's been working with him for 25 years. So what is this person? Who? This guy literally went to spoil my name in the presence of my wife. Blah, blah, blah. I said, So I was so curious. A relationship of 25 years. So I wanted to make amends. At least I apologize on the guy's behalf. But I needed to know where he missed it. So I called him to my office. My mentor said, you did this, you did that. I said, mentor, Elita can help. Destiny and help. We're trying to, the man can do, she not. I look at her, I say, this is the last time you ever be in my office. Get out. It's not from your mouth. We hear that your teacher has died. Right? It's beyond your pay grade. And I told him one thing. I said, I did not connect with that man for marital values. It was for business help, to learn business mentorship. And that's all I need from him. It's none of my business about his family. Okay, Bill Gates just divorced now. Will you say Bill Gates want to mentor? You say, his divorce is right. Say, I cannot be mentored by Bill Gates. You are writing letter to poverty. And a lot of people, they forget when they have crossed that line. I don't know how you understand. Just because you have that access, the person open up, you have access to his family, you have, you just don't understand that, hey, I must tread carefully. Right? Because at the top is very slippery. Very, very what? Slippery. At the top, very slippery. So, that's one of the powerful ways. Leverage on, because when people see you with who you are moving with, they equate you to their level. Right? To their level. There are people who started dealing with me because of one of my mentors. He said, I saw you with so person. So I said, he's my Oga at the top. Said, and they just treat me like we are colleagues. I'm telling you, just because of that man. Yeah. Because they know him, that for you, for the man to say well of you, you understand, like, you understand how to behave with elders. So they just treat you at their level. Right? But if you have not mastered that, there is no perfect mentor. And when you are connecting with these role models, mentor, focus on their strength. Don't go and be gossiping with somebody about one thing that happened. If they say something bad about them, defend them. If you want to see me say something negative in my presence about Oyedepo, I will knock your head. Yes. You can't say it around me. You can't. You can't. Not around me. It's your opinion, you're entitled to it, but not around me. Because when I was trekking, I was nobody. It was the words of those men that got me to where I am today. So it's a nobody statement versus somebody I have known for almost 20 years, whose virtues and values got me here. So which one will I pick? Your own side talks? Right? When people argue about whether to sow or not, I will never forget 2015? I emptied my account and I sowed a seed to the same person you say he's using people's money to. First of all, we the children are the ones who sow, not church money. He doesn't collect salary since 1987. He doesn't even touch church money. But people who have read his books, okay, I went to Abuja the other day. They were giving me dollars. I'm not a pastor. One person said, I lent real estate from you, and do you know, between last year lockdown and now I now own so acres, and I've started my own real estate company. I don't know what to say. Hey, but I opened the envelope, dollars. So why do you now want to analyze and say it was Jesus' money that made me what? I don't know that you get the point. There are people who have impacted other people. That those people come and give them money. Come and buy them things. I can't remember the last time Oyedepo bought a car. Whether it's Rolls Royce you see him driving, or Range Rover, or whatever, they gave it to him. So you sit down in your corner, you start your own analysis. So one day I was standing there, I said, it's between me. I emptied my account, and I had my biggest business breakthrough. And you know what was funny? He didn't even see me. I just dropped it in envelope, in offering, and I wrote his name. And by Monday, somebody called me and said, I don't even know the person. Say, you do bulk SMS, we've been following for a while. Send a quote of 30 million. 2015. As at that time, the highest SMS I sold to a single company was less than 1 million. Tuesday, we're on our way to the bank to pay. How? Is that natural to you? So you tell me, they're just church members, poor church member. You said the person is poor. 1 naira plus 1 naira is how much? It's still naira. You said the members are poor. How can a poor person make you rich? I was telling them in Ibadan, I had to correct that impression. Because when I got to Ibadan, a lot of people always want cheap things. So I said, first of all, my book is 20,000 naira. But for your information, because the hall was full, right? I said the first session, we had more than 200 people in the class. Only 5 bought the book. And I'm saying this to change your mindset, because you can come back and say, what if you bread, 20,000, multiplied by 200. And you see how poor people think. And I told her, I said, this book is foreign print. It's over 5,000 to print it alone. So, because it's a mindset that poor people have. You don't have money, you think someone wants to steal the money you don't even have. Do you know today now, the entire of this book is barely 70 that we have. Here now, you're almost 70, and we have 3 sessions to go. So the book cannot even take enough of you here. But you see, people who are poor have a mentality that is from my poor money, they are, no mind them, they'll be using on people, they are siphoning, there. So, I pray God will help us. I don't like politicians, but can I tell you, not all politicians are thieves. Nigeria is poor because the British plundered us, and we don't have money to develop. Pure, simple as A, B, C. The hope of developing Nigeria is Nigerians in the diaspora and their remittance. And we do not have government that have sense to strategize how to maximize and aggregate. That's the only hope for Nigeria. The Nigerians in diaspora. In the next 5 years, they will be remitting not less than 30 billion. And if we handle them well, if we can standardize things, integrity coming, they can remit more than 100 billion. And with that money, we can change Nigeria. Because why do you think Buhari is borrowing money? Even though I'm not supporting his borrowing, there are other options. The company does not have money. NNPC has not been remitting. Why do you think they are fighting on VAT? The country is broke. So, as much as politicians are thieves, but we're also not facing the reality that Nigeria is broke. So everybody is just saying, so again, God will help us. Last question. Last question? Yes, I think it's the last one.
Yeah, the question I had to answer, you answered.
I've answered it. Beautiful. I hope we all got value, and I hope I answered you very well. So, leverage on relationship, leverage on people higher than you. When you go to events, when I started business, I used to be very shy, and I was quite, now anything I do, I stream it. Right? And I realized that the more I publicize what I do, the more I attracted people who can help me achieve my goals. So making organized noise is not pride. Some people think you are, that's their own business. Remember, these people often are inconsequential to your life. Face the fact that I have a business to sell. Show the world. On social media, it's not all the time fine girl, fine boy. Post what you sell. Do video. Tomorrow, like we said, I'll be part of the tour. Tell them, I sell property. I promise you 6 months from now, you're in a different place. And God bless you, and thank you for coming. I love you all. I'll be at the book stand to sign for those of you. And then those of you who want to wait till 2 p.m., no problem. By 2, we start. God bless you. Have a great day.
Thank you. God bless you, sir.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to play that back.